Hello, welcome back to some 1947 Strat-O-Matic baseball. Hopefully everyone is not getting too bored of the 1947 replay. I'm enjoying it, so I'll share a game every once in a while as an interesting one pops up. So today we have the first matchup between the Red Sox and the Yankees. We are at Old Yankees Stadium. The Red Sox come in at second place at 4-3, game and a half behind the Yankees, who are in first place at 6-2. They were 6-0, but lost a doubleheader in Philadelphia against the Athletics to go to 6-2. So at home, the Yankees are 3-0 as they swept the Athletics 3-0 in their only homestand so far. The Red Sox are 2-2 on the road. They split 2 in Washington over the weekend. Both teams were off yesterday, which was Monday, as today is Tuesday, April the 22nd, 1947. Again, this is an as-carded replay, so hopefully, I know a lot of people prefer the as-played, and I do like those as well sometimes, but thought with this one I would try as-carded. So basically the teams that the players ended up on is where they play the whole year. Like, for example, Babe Young for the Reds started in New York with the Giants. So he ended most of the year with the Reds, so he's carded with the Reds. So going to try one that way and see how it works out. And, of course, I've been playing every game, so it's been interesting following all the different storylines that are going on, seeing the different teams match up once against one another. Again, this is the first time for the Red Sox and the Yankees to face one another. We have 25,053 on hand here at Yankee Stadium on a Tuesday afternoon. Amazingly, it seems like all the days are day games, even though there were a few stadiums with lights at this point. But still, all-day baseball as far as I've been able to see, assuming Strat-O-Matic has that day-night thing accurate. So I think they do, because I've been checking it with Baseball Reference. So in real life, the Yankees won this game 5-4, I believe. They did, and of course, not doing as played, that doesn't mean as much, but just kind of following what the records were in real life as opposed to how it's going in the replay. So I'm managing the Red Sox. I'm trying to, if I can, to keep the Yankees from running away with it early. Obviously, there will be a bit more interest in the replay if there is some drama going on to where, one team doesn't run away with it. So I was glad that the Athletics were able to beat the Yankees in both games of that doubleheader, and I managed the Phillies, or the Athletics, in that game. So it was a lot of fun. So going for the Yankees today is Bobo Newsom. He comes in at 1-0. He beat the Athletics the last time they played. He was hurt, so he missed his last start by a little bit, but he's back in it today. Going for the Red Sox, who also was hurt in his first start after a couple innings, is Earl Johnson. He was 12-11 with a 297. Bobo Newsom was 11-11 with a 334, so we got a decent pitching matchup here today. We have a good day for baseball. As you can see, however, Yankee Stadium is not a hitter's park unless you happen to be a left-handed hitting power hitter. So 1-2 on the singles, 1-4 on the home run for right-handed batters, but for lefties, it is an automatic home run if you get the home run check here at Yankee Stadium. So obviously this was the house that Ruth built, so it definitely favors the lefties. Oddly enough, the best player on the Yankees is Joe DiMaggio, who happens to be a right-handed hitter. So in the history of the Yankees, most of their big names were lefties. Yogi Berra, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig. Mickey Mantle hit from both sides of the plate. So, but anyway, that's enough jibber jabber. Let's get this game started. So again, I will be handling the Red Sox duties, seeing if we can get them to within a half a game of the Yankees here early in the season. And so leading off for the Red Sox will be Wally Moses. And here we go. All right, so leading off again is Wally Moses. He's hitting .370 with 5 RBIs so far. Bobo Newsom is a right-handed pitcher, and Moses hits lefty. And I missed the tower. That's a 1-3, and that's going to be popped up in foul ground. Yogi Berra, who's getting his first start. He was a rookie last year, so he's in his second year. Aaron Robinson has done most of the catching duties, but Berra getting a shot today will put it away for out number 1. That brings up Johnny Pesky, the Red Sox shortstop. He is hitting .303 in the replay. So far, the Red Sox are second in the American League in batting average, behind the Chicago White Sox, who already today lost to the Tigers 11-9 after losing yesterday to the Tigers 11-10 in 13 innings. So been some barn burners going on at Tiger Stadium. So that's a 6-10 versus the lefty. That's a center field X, and Joe DiMaggio is just about an automatic out, as he is a 1-1 out there in center field. So he gets a 4. So nice play by Joe as he gets to that one. A lot of players would not have got to it, and DiMaggio puts it away for out number 2. So that brings up Dom DiMaggio, which is another interesting aspect of this Red Sox Yankee, is that you've got brothers on opposite teams. So Dom DiMaggio is hitting .429 with 9 home runs, or 9 RBIs rather. So he's off to a very good start here, 47. That's a 2-8, and that's going to be a solid single. Hit up the middle. His brother will field it and fire it back in. And Dom DiMaggio will head back to first with a 2-out runner. So he is a decent hand to steal. Newsom holds at a +3. Yogi Berra becomes a better defensive catcher later in his career, but right now he is a +1. So we're going to see he's not automatically out. Ted Williams is at the plate. Again, he is a left-handed hitter here in Yankee Stadium. Let's see, if he does get a lead, it's 1-17, so I'm going to take that chance. So Dom DiMaggio is not able to get the lead, which makes him a 1-11, so I'm not going to try that one. So Dom DiMaggio runs at a 16 on first base. Ted Williams is hitting .333, 5 extra base hits, 6 RBI so far. So Ted Williams being Ted Williams. And that's a 5-6, and that's going to be a fly ball out to Joe DiMaggio. So how about that? Ted Williams is retired by Joe DiMaggio. So gotta love it. So the Red Sox get a hit, but leave a runner on, and we go to the bottom of the first. Boston nothing, New York coming to bat. So again, Earl Johnson, he is 0-1 with a .386. He only was able to do about 2 innings before he was hurt against, I believe it was the Senators he was facing. So Sternweiss, the second baseman, will lead off for the Yankees. He's hitting .310 so far with a home run and 3 RBIs and a double and a triple to go along with it. I missed the tower again twice. And we'll go to the blue one here. Always keep a spare. So that's a 6-11, and he needs a 9 to get a single, and a 9 he gets. So he hits that up the middle. So the Yankees get their leadoff runner on. Sternweiss does not have the star. Johnson holds at a -3. Bertie Tebbetts, who is a 1 catcher, has a -2 arm, so we're not going to hold on Sternweiss. Tommy Henrik is an A bunter, so we will bring the corners in. You got lefty versus lefty here, and they're going to try the hit and run. So that's off of the super advanced hit and run chart, and he hits to Bobby Doerr. He'll go to first, and that will advance the runner. So Sternweiss is on second base. He runs at a 16. Hendrick bounces out to second on the hit and run for out number 1. It brings up Johnny Lindell, who's getting his first at bat of the year. He hit 275, 11 home runs, and 67 RBIs in real life. So we will put the infield back. Lindell, who hits lefties very well, gets a 2-7, and that's hit hard to shortstop. Johnny Pesky will make the play and look Sternweiss back to second for an out number 2. Joe DiMaggio. And we got Quinn on deck. DiMaggio's even and Earl Johnson's even, so we'll go ahead and see what DiMaggio can do. He's hitting .344. He has a couple triples, a home run, and 5 RBIs. 2 walks, no strikeouts so far, so he's off to a good start. Jolton Joe, and I just can't hit that tower today at all. So that's a 1-6, and that's a clutch opportunity, and oddly enough, Joe is not a clutch hitter, so that will be popped up on the infield. Johnny Pesky will put it away for out number 3. So Joe DiMaggio ends the inning, as did Ted Williams in the first. So after 1 complete, we are scoreless. So Bobby Doerr, who I believe is a Hall of Fame second baseman, will start off with Bobo Newsom here. Doerr's hitting .296, couple RBIs, 3 doubles. And that's a 3-4, and that's hit hard down to third base. Johnson is there. Sets and throws for out number 1. Jake Jones, Boston first baseman. He's hitting .333, couple home runs, 6 RBIs. Gets a 5-9, and that's hit out to right field as he goes the opposite way. Henrik out there is a 1. We'll make that play with no problems for out number 2. Bertie Tebbetts is hitting .333, 3 RBIs. He will hit with nobody on and 2 out. That's a 5-8, and that's hit out to center field. Joe DiMaggio will track it down for out number 3. So Bobo Newsom retires the Red Sox in order. After 1.5, no score. There's a lot of these stadiums in this game that I have been to. Unfortunately, I never made it to Old Yankee Stadium, but I know, like, I was at Old Comiskey, I was at Tiger Stadium. Let's see, I think I never made it to Sportsman's, obviously, or Crosley or Forbes. So I guess there's not as many as I thought, but it's cool that playing 1947, there was a few that I had been at. I was able to catch a game. So George McQuinn will lead off for the Yankees here in the bottom of the second. He's hitting .286, 5 RBIs, a .300 hitter in the real life season. That's a 6-9. He needs a 19, gets a 14, so that's going to be a single. Second hit for the Yankees today off of Earl Johnson. That's grounded up the middle. Dom DiMaggio, who's playing center field as well, will throw it back in. Hold McQuinn to a single. McQuinn is not a threat to steal, so Jones will play behind him at first. Billy Johnson is hitting .438, 7 RBI, so his season is off to a good start. He's a C bunter, so I don't think they're going to bunt. So, yep, they're going to hit away. Again, 2 walks, no strikeouts, so he's just did very well so far. That's a 3-5, and he's going to draw a walk. So the first 2 get on for the Yankees here in the home half of the second. That brings up Yogi Berra, who has 1 plate appearance in a pinch hit. Again, this is his first start of the year. This is his sophomore season, as he played part-time last year, 1946. Left-handed hitter. He's a D-bunter, so I don't think they're going to bunt. So we're going to let Johnson pitch to him. Infield at double play depth. That's a 3-2. Uh-oh. That could be trouble. That's line hard to Door at second base. He snares it for the out, races to the bag. Oh, just gets the double play. He had a line out max. So I know that Super Advanced has some special rules, so I was hoping for a triple play there. I don't know that I've ever had a triple play that I remember. But we'll take the double play. So Yogi Berra lines out to a double play. Actually had 4 unassisted double plays. McQuinn is out 4 unassisted for out number 2. So that'll leave Johnson on first base, 2 out for Bobby Brown, who is hitting .500, but just 2 for 4 so far in limited play. He's getting the start at shortstop because Phil Rizzuto was injured last game, and he has 2 more games left to be injured. So Brown getting the start. Is a horrible defensive shortstop, but he is playing shortstop nonetheless. That's a 3-9, and that's hit down to the first baseman. Jake Jones will field it cleanly, flip on to Johnson to end the inning. So a big line out double play helps the Red Sox. Yankees get no runs, a hit, no errors, leave a runner on. We've played 2 complete here in the Bronx. 0-0. Bobo Newsom on for his 3rd inning of work. He played quite a few different places, been a few years here in New York, but pitched in a lot of different teams. So he will start off with Sam Denty, who is getting his first start of the year at third base for the Red Sox. The Red Sox didn't really have a regular third baseman, so that's a 6-10. That's a fly out to center field to Joe DiMaggio, who again is a 1-1. You don't see that in the outfield too often. He does have a 1+ arm. That's about his only weakness out there. So 14 gets a 12, so he will track it down. There's good defense by Jolton Joe for out number 1. So Earl Johnson, who is a 5W, so he's a decent hitting pitcher, will get his first crack at Bobo Newsom. That's a 2-2, and that's a strikeout plus injury, but on the Super Advanced, they do that on the 6, 12, or 11 rolls. That's out number 2. Wally Moses, he fouled out to Yogi Berra to start the game. Missed the tower again. So that's a 2-10, and that's a 1. That's going to be trouble. Moses hits one to deep center field, and that's hit on a bullet out to deep center field, which center field is deep here in Yankee Stadium. DiMaggio's not able to get to that one, as good as he is, and Moses will think about going to third, but he'll stop at second with a stand-up double. So that's his 4th double of the year. So with 2 outs, Red Sox have a runner on second. Moses runs at a 15. That brings up Johnny Pesky, who flew out to DiMaggio, who made a very good defensive catch on that one, robbing Pesky of a hit. Pesky is not a clutch hitter. His 2, 6, 7, 10, and 12 all turned to pop out. So. And he gets a 2-12, and so that lack of clutch hitting costs them here as Pesky pops it up. Not able to come through in the clutch. Sternweiss will put it away for out number 3. So no runs, a hit, another runner left on. We go to the home half of the 3rd, still scoreless. So Bobo Newsom will start off here in the bottom of the 3rd. He is a 2W pitcher hitter. Again, left-handed Johnson. Johnson is even when it comes to the lefty-righty split. That's a 2-8, and he is going to retire Newsom on strikes. So swing and missed, a hook below the knees. Newsom overpowered on that one. We'll go back to the bench. Out number 1, Snuffy Sternweiss. You know, playing 1947 is one disadvantage is that you don't see a whole lot on YouTube about, watching these guys play. There is a World Series video, so you get to see some of the Dodgers and the Yankees play. But I was doing some digging and found it was a St. Petersburg video from 1947 showing a lot of the spring training games, and they had some Yankees, they had some Tigers, basically the different teams who played. I think it was Al Lopez Field, which was shaped a lot like the Polo Grounds. But that was really cool because I got to see like Stuffy Sternweiss hit, and so that when you're playing these kinds of games, being able to see them in your mind's eye, imagination can take you quite a far way, but being able to actually see them play was kind of cool. So, doing a 1986 replay, obviously, you could watch a lot of those games and, help with your imagination. But so that was kind of cool to find that video because there's not a lot of 1947 baseball on YouTube that I've been able to find. So anyway, Sternweiss will hit with 1 out. He singled and got as far as second base in his first at bat. That's a 4-6, and that's hit hard to Pesky at short. He fields it on his glove hand side and will fire onto Jones for out number 2. So Tommy Henrik is hitting .212, so he's off to a slow start this year. I do know the Yankees pitching staff is leading the American League with like a 2.6 or 2.06 ERA, which is a full run and a half better than anybody else in the American League. So the pitching for New York has been very good here early in the season. That's the 6-2 record. So that's a 6-8. That'll be a walk for Hendrick as he gets his 7th walk of the year. So a 2-out walk given up by Earl Johnson. Hendrick is not a threat to steal, so Jones will play behind him at first base. Johnny Lindell, again, getting his first playing action of the 1947 season, grounded out to Pesky in his first at-bat. Again, he is a decent hitter. That's a 5-10, and that's a shortstop X. Pesky is a 219, so he is above average fielder. That 19 is a good E rating for a shortstop, so 16, he'll get to it. And he gets a 6-9 and no error, so good defensive play by Pesky. He throws on the first to end the inning. So a lone walk to Hendrick, and he is stranded at first. So we've played 3 complete here at Yankee Stadium. Still no score. So Dom DiMaggio will start off for the Red Sox here in the top of the 4th. He singled in his first at bat, hitting .448 for the year. So he's off to a very good start. That's a 1-6, and he's going to draw a walk. That's walk number 5 he's received. That's the first walk of the game given up by Newsom. Probably not what Newsom wanted to do, with Ted Williams, Bobby Doerr coming up. So DiMaggio is a decent hand to steal. Again, Newsom doesn't hold well, and Berra's got a +1 arm, so we're going to see if he can get the lead. If he does, it's a 1-17, but he's not able to get the lead. It's a 1-11, so we're going to hold him there. I don't want to lose the base runners with Ted Williams at the plate. So Ted flew out to Joe DiMaggio in his first at bat. Again, eyeing that right field wall. So, and again, anything to a left-handed hitter ballpark home run check is an automatic homer. That's a 3-9, and that's going to be another walk. So Newsom getting a little wild here in the 4th. We'll put the first 2 runners on via base on balls. That brings up Bobby Doerr, who grounded out to start the 2nd. And he's hitting .286, 3 doubles so far. So we've got DiMaggio, who runs at a 16 on second base. Williams is a 13 on first. Dorr is a C bunter, but we're not going to bunt. We're going to let him hit away. Hopefully he can stay out of the double play. And I lost it again. There we go. Didn't go far that time, thankfully. That's a 4-11, and that's popped up on the infield. So not what Dorr wanted to do. So Bobby Brown will call for it. And that's a big out, number 1 for the Yankees. So Jake Jones, again's hitting .327. He only hit .237 in real life, so he is overperforming a bit. He flew out to Hendrick in his first at bat back in the second inning. And that's a 1-7. He needs a 7, and that's going to be lined hard to second base. Sternweiss is positioned correctly, and he will put it away for out number 2. Bertie Tebbetts, it's up to him. He is a decent clutch hitter. His 3-7 turns to a single. So here we go. Newsom is much better versus righties, and Tebbetts is a righty. That's a 4-7. He needs a 1-2. Got an 18, so that's going to be another hard liner to Sternweiss at second. That would have been an automatic single for a left-handed batter. So nice job by Newsom. Walked the first 2 and then retired the next 3. Red Sox have left 4 on base so far. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still no score. So Earl Johnson matching zeros with Bobo Newsom so far. He'll start off with DiMaggio, who popped out to shortstop in a clutch situation. And I'll be darned, I can't hit that tower at all today. That's a 3-6, and that's popped up on the infield again. So Johnny Pesky will get his second pop-up off of the bat of Joe DiMaggio for out number 1. George McQuinn singled and was erased on a line-out double play. Caught snoozing at second base just a bit. That's a 1-7, and that's a fly ball out to center field. Dom DiMaggio will track it down for out number 2. Brings Bobby Johnson to the plate. He walked his first at bat. So nobody on, 2 out for the Yankees in the 4th. That's a 1-12, and that's going to be another walk. So that's the 3rd walk given up by Earl Johnson, the second to Bobby Johnson. Johnson is not a special threat to steal, so we'll have Jones play behind him. Yogi Berra, his 3rd at bat of the year, 0 for 2 so far. He lined out hard to Dorr for that double play back in the 2nd. Lefty versus lefty. That's a 2-8, and that's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Johnson would have been on second, that would have been a hit. But as it is, Johnson will underhand it to Jones, and that'll do it for the Yankees in the 3rd. So no runs, no hits, no errors. Another runner left on. Both teams have left on 4. After 4, it's 0-0. So Newsom's got 8, 9, and 1 here in the top of the 5th. He'll start with Sam Dente. This is his first start of the year. He flew out to Hendrick to start off his 1947 season. That's a 6-7. That's a second base X. Sternweiss is a 2-14, so he's an above average fielder. So a 9, he gets to it, and that's a 6. No error. So good defensive play by Sternweiss. Retires Dente for out number 1. Earl Johnson struck out his first at bat. Again, he's a 5W, so he can hit. That's a 2-4, but he proceeds to strike out the second time. So even though he can hit, he's not figured out Newsom so far. So that's out number 2. Wally Moses hit his 4th double with 2 outs in the 3rd, but was stranded there when Pesky popped out. Moses hitting .379. That's a 5-9, and that's going to be a strikeout. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. So the Red Sox, who normally are an offensive juggernaut, have hit the brick wall called Bobo Newsom. Go to the bottom of the 5th, still nothing. Earl Johnson, he will have 8, 9, and 1 up this inning as well. Both teams with 2 hits. Brown grounded out to first in his first at bat of the game. Again, he is 2 for 5 so far in limited play. Getting the start today because of Rizzuto's injury. That's a 4-4. That's a center field X. DiMaggio is a 112, so he's not as much of a sure out as his brother, as he's got a bit of a higher, but he also has a -4 arm. So, and that's a 1, so great play. And that's a 5, which would be a rare play. So let's see what happens. Hammer to center. DiMaggio's back. Hits the wall, and he's going to be okay. But great play by DiMaggio. So that would have been a extra base hit for sure for just about any other player except for perhaps his brother. So we'll put a little asterisk by that one. Nice play by Dom DiMaggio. So Bobo Newsom struck out in his first at bat. He is a 2W, so not as good of a hitter as Johnson is. That's a 3-7. He hits a ball down to second base. Bobby Doerr will backhand it and throw on to Jones for out number 2. Snuffy McGinnis is 1 for 2. He just might have the best name in the American League for a 1947 American Leaguer. Gets a 3-6, and that's hit down to third base. Dente again getting a start today. Will field it with no difficulty and throw him out to end the inning. So we've gone through 5 here at Yankee Stadium. Still knotted at nothing. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Red Sox. We can see if they can figure out Bobo Newsom here. Pesky is 0 for 2 so far. He hit .324 in the real life season in 638 bats, so he had a very good season. That's a 2-4, and that's going to be trouble. Thankfully, good for Newsom, we got a 17 on the 20, but still that's trouble as that's hitting to the gap in right center field, and nobody will get to that one. DiMaggio gets to it as quick as he can, but not before Pesky is in with his second double of the year. So the leadoff variety this time. That bodes well for the Sox. Pesky runs at a 15. And then we'll bring up Dom DiMaggio, who has singled and walked. Infield back. Again, DiMaggio hitting .448. That's a 111, and that's a single check. But here in Yankee Stadium, it need a 1 to 2, even on a good day. So again, unless you're a left-handed power hitter, Yankee Stadium favors the pitchers. High popped up. That's in foul ground. The shortstop Brown and Johnson race for it, and Brown will put it away. So foul out to the shortstop. That's one thing I really like about Strat-O-Matic and the super advanced. One of the many things is that the ballpark, it kind of gives you, each ballpark is unique, and I really like that. So obviously playing, the as scheduled, people should come out pretty close. But I mean, if you played, if Williams played here, he probably would hit 50 home runs or more. And speaking of Williams, he comes to bat. So far he is flied out and walked. Dangerous situation here for Newsom and the Yankees. Splendid splinter gets a 6-10. That's a center field X. So he hit it to the wrong person. As Joe again is a 1-1. So 17 is his only error. He's hit it once this year. So that's a 5. So again, another fine defensive play. He gets a 15 on the E check. And he will run down Ted Williams' ball. Very good defense by DiMaggio. He'll catch it. Pesky can advance on a 1-16, so we're going to take those odds. And DiMaggio's going to throw, see if he can get Pesky at third. And that's a 14, and he's in safe. Close play there at third base as Johnson applies the tag on a great throw by DiMaggio, who is not known for his arm, but made a good throw there. But Pesky is in safe, so don't like to make the third out at third, but so he's in a position to score on a pass ball or otherwise. So we got Pesky at third, 2 out for Bobby Doerr, who is 0 for 2. He is in a clutch situation. His 2-7 and 3-2 turned to pop out, so he's not a clutch hitter as well. He gets a 3-4, however. That's hit hard down to third base, and Johnson will field it, throw on to McQuinn to end the inning. So Red Sox blow a leadoff double. Pesky gets as far as third, but that will be it. So we go to the home half of the 6th here at Yankee Stadium. Still no score. So if you like a pitcher's duel, we got a good one. I'll have to broadcast the game from Tiger Stadium. Those 11-10 games can be fun too. So Hendrick will lead off here in the bottom of the 6th. He is grounded out and walked. Again, hitting just .212 for the season, so he's not off to the quickest start. That's a 110, and that's hit hard the opposite way, but right at Denty at third. And he will shag it for out number 1. Little tardy on a fastball, hit it hard, but they had Denty positioned properly. So that brings up Johnny Lindell, who is 0 for 2 for the game and 0 for 2 for the season. Again, getting his first action of the game, or the year rather. That's a 4-2, and that's hit out to center field. Shallow. DiMaggio will run in, and he will basket catch it for out number 2. That brings up Joe DiMaggio, who has popped out to short twice. Still hitting .324 for the season. He had a very good year, not as good as some as he's had, but still a good year. He won the MVP. 410, and that's hit hard down to shortstop. Pesky sets and throws and retires Jolton Joe to end the inning. So we got a pitcher's duel here. As for the second inning in a row, the Yankees are retired in order. We go to the top of the 7th. Boston Red Sox nothing. New York Yankees nothing. So Jake Jones, the Red Sox first baseman, will lead off. He is 0 for 2. Like many players are 0 for today. Newsom's tire rating is 7, so we're in that inning now. That's a 5-5, and that's going to be a short fly ball out to right field. Hendrick, who is a 1 out there, will race in and get it for out number 1. Bertie Tebbetts is 0 for 2. Only 5 hits total between both teams today. Here on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. That's a 2-4, and that's hit hard down to third. Couple hops to Johnson, and he will throw across the infield, out number 2. Sam Denty is 0 for 2 as well. Again, Newsom is a 5R, so he favors the righties. We've got 4 lefties in the lineup for the Red Sox, count the pitcher. That's a 5-4, and that's a third base X. Johnson is a 220, so he's a decent fielder. Does have a little bit of error propensity. So 19, he gets to it, gets a 10 on the E rating, and that will be a successful ground out. Nice defense there for the Yanks, or for the Yanks. All right, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Trivia question. What 2 American League non-Yankee players each hit 58 home runs in a single season? Non-Yankee, 2 American League at 58. Well, I'm going to say Jimmy Fox and Hank Greenberg. Hey, how about that? Jimmy Fox and Hank Greenberg. The replay gamer is the trivia master. All right, so we got the top of the 7th here. Yankees looking for a rally. We'll have George McQuinn, Bobby Johnson, and Yogi Berra here due up. So McQuinn is singled in 2 plate appearances, hitting .300 for the year, 5 RBIs and a double. He has walked 6 times. And that's a 2-6, and that's a solid single. So the Yankees start off in business here in the 7th as he lines a hard single to right field. Moses will play it on a couple hops. McQuinn is not a threat to steal, so we will play behind him. Bobby Johnson, or Billy Johnson rather, bunts at a C. So we're going to play the infield back. See what they do here. Bucky Harris, first-year Yankee manager, who won a World Series with the Senators back in '24, I believe. He was a player manager at that time. Johnson has walked twice, so Johnson versus Johnson here. And that's a 6-6, and that's a fly ball out to left field. Ted Williams will get his first defensive opportunity of the game, and he'll put it away for out number 1. As McQuinn runs back to first. Yogi Berra is 0 for 2. Yogi actually favors the lefties a little as he is a 1L. That's a 5-11, and that's a left field X. That's Ted Williams' second opportunity, and he is not a great fielder. He's a 4.9 out there. He does have a decent arm, so see if he can get to this one or not. As I lost the dice once again. All right, big play here for Ted Williams in the field. He gets a 10, so that's a 2-star single. He gets a 10 on the air, so there's no error. But Yogi Berra drops one in front of Ted Williams. Gotta love it. And time he can get to it, McQuinn will be on third base, and the Yankees have him on the corners with 1 out. So Yogi Berra with his first base hit of 1947. That brings up Bobby Brown, who's a C bunter. We got 1 out, no score. Bottom of the 7th, so I think I'm going to do the corners in. Try to get the double play up the middle, cut off the run at home if it's hit to the corners. So Bobby Brown is 0 for 2, grounded out to first and flew out to Dom DiMaggio. So big at bat here for both teams. That's a 1-7. That's a fly ball to center field question mark. Dom DiMaggio has a -4 arm. And McQuinn only runs at a 10. So let's see what Bucky Harris does here. See if he's going to chance it. So that's a fly ball out to medium center field. And Chuck Dressen, the third base coach, is going to play it safe. So how about that? Dom DiMaggio's arm saved the run there. Gotta love this game. All right. That brings up Bobo Newsom. So here is why you have the pitchers hit. This is, to me, this is baseball. And again, if you disagree with me, I'm perfectly okay with that. But this, for me, this is baseball. So you got Bobo Newsom, who's throwing a shutout, bottom of the seventh. You got 2 out. Newsom hits it a 2W. So I mean, if he was a good hitter, it would be a no-brainer. A 2W, do you hit or do you pinch hit? So let's see what Bucky Harris is going to do. And they're going to let Bobo Newsom hit. So 1947, you don't take a man out who's throwing a no-hitter. So can Bobo Newsom get lucky? That's a 3-9, and that's hit the opposite way. Tardy on a fastball, but Jones will field it cleanly, and he will take it to the bag himself to end the inning. So Yankees threaten. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left. We have got 7 in the books, still no score. All right, so Newsom on for his 8th inning of work. Again, his fatigue rating or inning is 7, so he did give up 2 hits last inning. So I think he's got 2 to go, if I remember correctly. So we got the pitcher due up for the Red Sox. So do we let him hit? He's actually a 5W, so I'm going to let him hit. That's a bit more of a no-brainer with him being a decent hitter and throwing a shutout. That's a 6-8, and that's going to be trouble. Luckily for Newsom, he got a 7 on the 20. So I think that's just going to be a single for Ernie Johnson as he hits a ground ball in between Sternweiss and McQuinn. Neither one of them can get to it. And he's on with a base hit. So hit number 4 today for the Red Sox. Actually, both teams now at 4 hits on the day. Johnson is not a speedy person, so I don't want to pinch run for. Let's see if Boston's got in the bullpen. Again, I go to Baseball Reference here for this because they kind of got their bullpens kind of itemized, so to speak, so you can kind of get a good feel, the bird's eye view of their bullpen. So it looks like Earl Johnson is typically their main reliever, even though he started 17 games. You got Johnny Murphy, who is actually pretty good. Fritz Dorish is not so great. Klinger is decent. So we got Johnny Murphy, so they do have one decent guy out there in the pen. All right, so Wally Moses is a C bunter. They're playing the corners in, so he's not a great bunter. I'm going to let him hit away. Got a hunch. Going with a hunch. 1947. That's what they did back then. And that's a 4-10. And my hunch did not pay off. Is again, single check here at New York heavily favors the pitchers. 10 on the 20. Needed a 2, so that's going to be popped up on the infield. Sternweiss will play it for out number 1. So the Yankees will go back to double play depth. Johnny Pesky has hit his second double of the year in his last at bat. Again, Johnson runs out of 10, not a threat to steal over at first. That's a 4-9, and that's a solid single to right field. So Pesky with his second hit of the game. Lines it to Hendrick. Got a 1-10 for Johnson going to third, and we're not going to take those odds, so that'll put him on first and second for Dom DiMaggio. Again, Newsom is a 5R, so he favors the righties. So you got DiMaggio up now, and then of course Ted Williams due up next. Johnson runs at a 10 at second base. Pesky's a 15, so Pesky with decent speed. I could pinch run for Johnson, but I just hate to do that with only the one decent guy in the bullpen. All right, so we'll let DiMaggio hit away. He is 1 for 2 with a walk. That's a 1-7. Oh, that's a strikeout right in the middle of all that good stuff. Newsom finds the strikeout. So strikeout number 4 of the day for Newsom. That's a big, big out. But now he's got to face Ted Williams. This is what baseball is all about right here. Ted Williams on. Runners on first and second. Again, he is not a clutch hitter. His 3.5 and 3.10 turns to pop outs. A man who hit 114 RBIs, you think would have a better clutch rating than that. All right, he's walked in 3 plate appearances. Big at bat here for Ted. That's a 6-10, and that's a center field X. So once again, he gets that center field X, and Joe DiMaggio is an automatic out. Just about. So 8, he gets to it. 12 will be no error. So Ted Williams needs to quit hitting the ball to Joe DiMaggio. He needs to pull it to that porch. No runs, 2 hits, 2 runners left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still no score. Got a good one here today, especially if you like pitchers duels, which I tend to. Top of the order for the Yankees. Sternweiss is 1 for 3 so far. Johnson's fatigue is a 7, so he has given up 2 runners as well since that point. That's a 1-3. That's a single check, and as we know, that favors the pitchers. We rolled a 5, but he needs a 2, so that's popped up on the infield. Actually, no. I hit the I hit the wrong button. I was going to say that didn't look like a pop-up. All right, so let's try that again. We got a 1-3. I think I was thinking 5, and I think I put a 1-5, but the 5 was actually on the 20-sided die, so that's a ground ball to third. And Denny will throw him out for out number 1. Tommy Hendrick is 0 for 2 with a walk. You would think after all this practice, I could hit that silly tower. All right, 6-8, and that's going to be a walk. So that's the second walk for Hendrick today, the 4th given up by Johnson. He is not a threat to steal, so again, we will play behind him. Johnny Lindell, 0 for 3 in his first action of the year. Again, he favors lefties substantially. He is a 6L. That's a 1-9, and he proceeds to strike out this time, though. So Johnson's not a lefty. He's been able to figure out today. Hard slider, and Lindell takes it right down the middle. As he was expecting something different, it would appear. So that's 2 away for Joe DiMaggio. Joe is 0 for 3 as well today. Still hitting .314 for the season. Got 4 extra base hits. That's a 4-5, and that's going to be hit out the opposite way. Hit hard on a line, but right to Moses for out number 3. No runs, no hits, another runner left. We have played 8, and we still have no score. So we got 5, 6, and 7 up for the Red Sox in the top of the 9th. Bobby Doerr is 0 for 3 so far. Oddly enough, nobody's hit that home run check for lefties today so far. That's a 1-4. That's popped up on the infield. Doerr was just away from all the good stuff as he pops it up. And Bobby Johnson will put it away for out number 1. Jake Jones is 0 for 3 today. Again, just 9 hits total for both teams. That's a 1-7. Needs a 7. Gets a 17. So that's going to be lined hard to Sternweiss at second base for the second out of the inning. Bertie Tebbetts is 0 for 3. Still hitting .300 for the year. 4 doubles. That's a 2-10, and that's hit down to third base. Johnson will backhand it. fire across the infield. And that will do it for the Red Sox in the 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Still Boston Red Sox nothing, New York Yankees nothing. So Earl Johnson and Bobo Newsom having quite a duel here. McQuinn is 2 for 3. So Yankees trying to finish this and go home in regulation if they can. It's a 2-7. That's going to be a single. So hard grounder past second. Moses is over to pick it up. So Quinn with 3 hits today. Of the 5 the Yankees have collected, 3 have been by McQuinn. Again, he's not a threat to steal, so they'll play behind him. Johnson is a C. I think I'm going to play the corners in. I think they might try to bunt here. Let's see. Nope, they're going to hit away. So Bucky Harris not doing what I thought he would do. That's a 3-9. Oh no, that's trouble. Big trouble. So Johnson gets a hold of that one. Got a 16 on the 20, thankfully, or this game would be over. So that is hit over DiMaggio's head. Again, a lot of room out in center field. And Chuck Dressen, the third base coach, is going to hold McQuinn, who just runs at a 10, at third. So Johnson with a big double. And the Red Sox are in trouble. All right, so of course that. So we got. Yeah, let's see. Do you stick with Johnson here? He's one of the best pitchers they have. So we're gonna live or die with him here because they don't have a lot better in the bullpen. So we are going to bring the infield in and bring the outfield in. So everybody's in. Yogi Berra with a chance to be the hero here. He's 1 for 3. Lefty versus lefty. Everybody in close, trying to keep McQuinn from scoring. Yogi Berra, Hall of Famer, with a chance to do Hall of Fame stuff here. That's a 5-7. That's a second base X. Door is a 117. But the infield in 1-4 is going to end the game. And he gets a 9, so he's going to get to it. We get a 6. Oh, no. So Door is able to get to it, but he doesn't field it cleanly. How about that?
Holy cow!
Oh, man. So Bobby Door, Hall of Fame second baseman, not able to field that one cleanly. First error of the game. McQuinn will score easily. And that will do it for the Red Sox. So final score, New York 1, Boston nothing. The Yankees, check the box score here real quick. The Yankees jump out to 7-2. The Red Sox fall to 4-4. So again, it's looking like the Yankees are going to run away with it here early on. I know it's early, but so far they're looking very good. Again, they're already leading the American League with a 2.06 ERA, and Newsom throws a shutout against one of the best hitting teams in the league. Ernie Johnson takes the loss to go 0-2, and he has an .87 ERA. So he's been a hard luck pitcher so far. Newsom improves to 2-0, and so a good game here. Again, trying to keep the Yankees from running away from it with it if I can, but it's early, so even if they do, it'll be fun. But there you have it. Boston, no runs, 5 hits, 1 costly error by Bobby Door. The Yankees a run on 6 hits, no errors, and that will do it here. We got one more game in the American League on Tuesday, April 22nd. I already played all the National League games. I've got Washington at the Philadelphia Athletics. So I enjoy those games with the off teams, but trying to keep track of the the teams I've put on the channel so far here in 47. So this is the Red Sox second visit. This is the Yankees first. I haven't did the Cubs yet, and then we're missing the White Sox, the Senators from the American League. So the White Sox have got a fun team. Again, they're leading the league in hitting with only 2 home runs. Again, they've got 2 tough losses to Detroit, 111-10 and 111-9. So usually their pitching's a little better than that. But anyway, so there you have it. I appreciate it very much, and I'll see you next time.